They say tattoos tell stories, but what if those stories come with scars that never healed? Every line of ink might seem like art, but psychology says otherwise. Behind the beauty, the color, the design lies a pattern of risk, impulsivity, pain, and rebellion that could quietly wreck your peace. Now, before you rush to judge, this isn't about shaming, it's about awareness, because when you ignore the psychology behind the ink, you don't just date the woman, you date her past, her impulses, and the chaos that comes with them. So let's break this down. The 11 risks of dating a woman with tattoos, according to studies and Stoic observation. Risk 1. Impulsivity that never ends. You meet her at a party. She's got that spark in her eyes, a wild laugh, tattoos peeking out from her sleeves. She's exciting, unpredictable, alive in ways that make you forget logic. That's how impulsive women pull you in, with raw energy that feels like freedom. But here's what studies quietly point out. Women with tattoos tend to score higher on impulsivity tests, meaning they live in the now, and the later rarely gets a vote. At first, that impulsivity is magnetic. She says yes to everything. Road trips at midnight, skinny dips at 3 a.m., reckless love that feels cinematic. You feel like you've finally met someone who refuses to live by rules. But slowly, you start to see the flip side. That same energy that got her the tattoo without thinking. It's the same energy that fuels her arguments, her sudden disappearances, her inconsistent moods. Impulsivity doesn't stay fun for long. It seeps into choices, spending without thought, saying things she can't take back, acting on emotions she doesn't understand. You'll try to ground her, to bring calm into her chaos. But calm feels boring to someone who's addicted to rush. And that's where the tension begins. A tattoo is a permanent mark often born from a temporary feeling. Heartbreak, rebellion, a night out, a memory she needed to trap under skin. That pattern, acting in emotion, then regretting later, often repeats in love. She'll dive in fast, love hard, and when the emotions fade, she'll start searching for the next high. It's not that she's bad, it's that her psychology is wired for sensation. For her, stillness feels like death. She lives in motion, not meaning. And you, the man drawn to her fire, will start to burn in it. You'll realize the same impulsivity that made her exciting is the same thing that makes her unpredictable. Stoicism teaches patience, self-control, delayed gratification, the exact things impulsivity destroys. Relationships built on emotion, not principle, collapse when the emotion changes. So when you see the ink, remember, it's not just art. It might be a story of a woman who acts before thinking, feels before grounding, and lives before planning. She's fun, yes, but fun fades when chaos takes over. The question is, are you drawn to her freedom or her instability? Because what feels like spontaneous in the beginning might just be reckless with better lighting. 2. The hidden link between tattoos and emotional pain. She tells you her tattoos mean something deep. Each one tells a story, she says, and maybe she's right. But here's the thing most men miss. Sometimes those stories aren't about expression, they're about escape. Studies in psychology have found a consistent link between tattoos and emotional distress, things like anxiety, depression, or even trauma. For many women, tattoos become a coping mechanism, not decoration. They mark pain that never really went away. The ink becomes a way to regain control, to reclaim what life once took. A bird for freedom. A quote about strength. A rose for the one who left. Beautiful on the outside, but behind every design, there's a wound that ink couldn't heal. You'll see it in small things. Her sudden silence after being affectionate, Her eyes that seem somewhere else even when she's smiling, the walls she builds after you get too close. You won't understand at first, but what you're feeling isn't confusion. It's her unresolved past bleeding into the present. It's not that she's broken, it's that she's still fighting ghosts. And when you date her, you join that battle without even knowing it. The Stoic man must remember, you cannot heal someone who uses pain as identity. Her tattoos may look strong, but they might also be shields. A way to say, I've been hurt, but I survived, while still carrying that hurt inside. If she hasn't healed, love won't fix her. It'll just give her a new battlefield. So, when you see her ink, don't just ask, what does it mean? Ask yourself, has she healed from what caused it? Because if she hasn't, you won't just love her, you'll inherit her pain. 3. The never-ending hunger for attention. Let's be real, tattoos are meant to be seen. They're signals. A visual way of saying, look at me, I'm different. And while some women get them purely for themselves, research shows a clear correlation between tattoos and attention-seeking behavior. At first, it's flattering. She walks in and every head turns. People stare, comment, compliment. And you feel lucky, like the man who won the prize everyone wants. But slowly, something changes. You notice she posts more selfies. She checks her likes too often. She thrives on the eyes of others. What looks like confidence might actually be craving. Craving validation. And validation is addictive. When you stop giving her constant praise, she'll get it elsewhere. Through Instagram posts, suggestive outfits, or subtle flirting. And when you question it, she'll laugh it off. You're insecure. But what you're seeing is a pattern. Her worth is tied to being noticed. That's the danger. Because attention is a bottomless pit. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. The Stoic man understands, when a woman's self-worth depends on strangers, she'll never find peace with one man. You'll always be competing with the world for her attention. So ask yourself, when you see that ink, is it expression or is it a silent advertisement? Because if it's the second, your relationship won't be with her, it'll be with her audience. 4. The sexual impulsivity hidden beneath the ink. Here's something psychology has shown time and again. Tattoos are often associated with higher openness to sexual exploration and risky behavior. Now, that doesn't mean every tattooed woman is promiscuous, but it does mean there's a higher tendency toward thrill-seeking and novelty, and that includes in intimacy. You'll feel it in how she connects. The chemistry hits fast, the passion feels alive. She knows how to pull you in, make you feel desired. It's intoxicating. But when the excitement fades, when the relationship starts to feel routine, she starts to drift. For her, excitement equals love. Calm equals boredom, and that's a dangerous equation. Tattoos often represent that same impulse, a need to feel something new, something bold, something now. That energy doesn't switch off when she falls in love. It just finds new outlets, new people, new experiences, new temptations. A Stoic man sees this pattern clearly. Passion without discipline burns bright, but dies fast. So if you want a woman who can stand the test of time, don't be fooled by the fire. Look for warmth instead, because heat fades, but warmth stays. 5. The fight never ends. She's strong, opinionated, passionate. You admire it at first, but soon you notice something. Every disagreement turns into a storm. She doesn't argue to understand, she argues to win. Research shows that women with tattoos often score higher on aggression and confrontational traits. That fire that made her exciting in the beginning, it now becomes a weapon. At first it's playful, a sharp tongue, teasing sarcasm. But as time passes, you realize peace doesn't last. There's always something wrong, something to prove, some battle waiting to start. She confuses chaos with passion. To her, calm feels lifeless. She's used to emotional spikes. Love, rage, apology, repeat. It's a loop she can't escape. You'll think you can calm her, that your patience will fix things. But peace doesn't work with someone who finds safety in storms. The Stoic lesson. A man who values peace cannot build it with a woman addicted to conflict. You can't build a home in a battlefield. 6. Tattoos as scars of unhealed trauma. Many women tattoo their pain into poetry, a phoenix for rebirth, a quote for strength, a flower for forgiveness. It sounds beautiful. But not all healing is real. Some of it's just ink pretending to be closure. Studies show tattoos can serve as emotional armor, marks of trauma, abuse, or loss that haven't been fully processed. She wears her story proudly, but underneath, the wounds might still be bleeding. You'll feel it in her unpredictability. One moment she's soft, the next she's distant. One day she loves you deeply, the next she disappears into herself. She doesn't mean to hurt you. It's just that pain doesn't vanish. It hides, and you can't fix what isn't yours to fix. A Stoic man knows you cannot rescue someone who's still running from themselves. Love her, respect her, but never carry what she refuses to heal, because her past, if unhealed, will eventually become your present. 7. The endless need for validation. A tattoo isn't just decoration, it's identity, a signal. I'm bold, I'm different, but identity built on image is fragile. You'll see it in how she lives. Everything's a show, every move, every post, every word crafted to be noticed. It's not confidence, it's performance. Psychology calls this external self-validation. She doesn't feel complete unless others see her as unique. But that's a dangerous loop, because no matter how much attention she gets, it fades, and she'll always want more. A Stoic man stays grounded in self-respect. A woman who lives for eyes will never truly see you. She'll love the image you give her, not the man behind it. 8. The rebel against stability. Tattoo psychology often shows higher levels of non-conformity, a resistance to rules, structure, and control. That rebellion might look attractive at first. She's bold, she's fearless, she doesn't follow the crowd. But relationships require rhythm, and rhythm requires restraint. You'll notice she hates the word routine. She'll resist structure, commitment, predictability. Anything that feels like control feels like prison. And that's where love becomes war. You'll want consistency. She'll crave chaos. You'll call it peace. She'll call it boring. The Stoic truth. You can't build forever with someone who only lives for now. 9. The shadow of regret. Studies show women are more likely than men to regret their tattoos later in life. What starts as power ends as shame. But regret doesn't stop at ink. It spreads. A woman who regrets impulsive choices often repeats them. She second-guesses love, loyalty, even herself. Regret is a symptom of poor foresight, acting on emotion, not principle. And when the emotion fades, she looks back and wishes she'd chosen differently. You'll see it in her eyes, the quiet dissatisfaction, the endless what-ifs. A Stoic man knows regret lives where wisdom never grew. 10. A higher chance of divorce. Sociological studies show a higher rate of divorce among tattooed women. It's not superstition, it's psychology. Tattoos symbolize freedom, risk, rebellion. Marriage demands patience, sacrifice, and stillness. These two worlds don't often mix well. At first she's passionate and wild, but when life becomes predictable, bills, kids, compromises, she starts to suffocate. The same fire that made her exciting now burns the structure she built. A Stoic sees it early. Impulsivity and permanence don't coexist peacefully. 11. The drama that never ends. Put it all together. Impulsivity, trauma, rebellion, attention-seeking. And what do you get? Drama. Constant, exhausting drama. She'll say she hates it, but deep down, it's what keeps her feeling alive. The highs and lows, the makeups and breakups, it's her emotional fuel. You'll find yourself walking on eggshells, never sure if you'll wake up to love or anger. Peace will feel temporary. Calm will feel like the silence before the next storm. The cruel truth? She doesn't create drama to hurt you. She creates it to feel alive. A Stoic man recognizes the pattern. Some people don't seek peace. They seek chaos that feels familiar. And when you see the ink, understand, it's not just art. It might be a warning label. So, does this mean every tattooed woman is toxic? Of course not. But Stoicism isn't about judging, it's about observing. Because patterns tell truths that beauty tries to hide. If you found this video valuable, hit that subscribe button for more unfiltered psychology and Stoic insight. That'll change how you see relationships forever. And drop the word ink in the comments if you've ever dated a tattooed woman. Tell your story. Because once you understand the psychology behind the ink, you'll never look at tattoos the same way again.